Yo, it's your boy AJ out here with Cypher, about to break down this Mavs Clippers game. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. You're now tuned to the Hoops World.
Hoops World.
James.
Right here, the king is like, hey, guess what? I'm still the king.
I hit the streets just to get a bag. I pack, he got toe tagged. I punched the nigga for shorty. I'm John Woo with the 40. You not gang nor the homie. Don't blow me, no, you don't know me. Gang shit, members only. You wasn't there, I was lonely. You wasn't there, I was lonely. Dog nights, blicky on me. I was just stacking my commas up. Head down, trying to run it up.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Mavs tonight, man. The Mavs just dominated the Clippers. Really good game if you're a Mavs fan. So we're going to talk about really the stories of the game tonight. Dereck Lively, and I want to talk about the Mavs defense. The Mavs defense was so good tonight. Daniel Gafford making just huge blocks at the rim. PJ Washington played great defense tonight. Kyrie got into foul trouble in the second, so it was Kyrie wasn't really there in the first half. He had a bad first half, but the Mavs just went on a huge run. Syph, what do you think was the issue for the Clippers in the first half? Why was it hard for them to score? I mean, they were just shooting terribly from three, but why was it so hard for the Clippers tonight in that first half?
Just Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, they just had trouble really creating offense for themselves. Both of them finished with less than 10 points. And honestly, a big reason why the Mavs were able to even stay in the game was because basically all of them were relying on Zubac to really just get him easy looks to the basket, dishes in the paint where he would finish through contact. So that's a huge plus on him. And the only guys that were able to create on their own shot were James Harden and Norman Powell.
Oh, yeah, that's a great point. And in that second quarter, the Mavs outscored the Clippers 36-18 in the second quarter. At the halftime, it was 54-41. And like you said, they did rely a lot of Zubac. Definitely kept them in the game. But they actually cut the lead. The Clippers cut the lead from 18-6 because they made a run in that third. But Kyrie came alive in the third and fourth quarter. You seen Kyrie catch fire, and the lead went back to 11. So after the third quarter, it was 78-67. And again, the Luka and Kyrie dynamic was really good tonight. Outside of Kyrie's first half, Kyrie's second half was a lot better. He kind of like took it home. Luka was like, yo, Kyrie, I'm gonna get this for the first half, because Luka put the pressure on the Clippers the first half. The 3-point shooting was great. And I feel like the others stepped up tonight too with their 3-point shooting. And in the second half, it was the Kyrie show in that third and fourth. He just put the pressure on the Clippers. And we look at the shooting percentages tonight, and I think what's crazy is the Mavs. I forgot who started 0 from 8 from 3. I think it was the Mavs. The Mavs started 0 for 8 from 3 in the first, but then outside of that, they shot well. The Clippers tonight, I just feel like they were forcing a lot of bad shots. Paul George, I remember I looked at the screen tonight, and Paul George had like 7 points by the third quarter. He was awful. I don't know what Harden was doing. Like, the issues with the Clippers, if you're a Clippers fan, it's just like, how do you set what is their offense set? Because James Harden's doing a lot of ISO, and then everybody's just standing around, and you just pass to the guy at the end of the shot clock. And it just doesn't feel right to me with this offense. And then what is Kawhi doing? What was the issue with Kawhi, Syph? I don't know Kawhi coming back in, coming back out. You don't know if he's hurt. Like, why do you think Kawhi didn't go off tonight?
I would say, I think it's just the injury with him.
Yeah.
Ever since he's come back, he just looks rusty. He looks slow. Yeah. Just isn't really getting enough lift on his shots.
Yeah.
And I want to credit the Dallas Mavericks for their defensive game plan and them really taking advantage of Russell Westbrook.
Oh, yes. That was great. Yeah, keep going.
They would leave his man would leave him and act as the help defender, just making it harder for everyone else. And in that situation, Westbrook has to punish them for leaving him open. And he finishes the game with 1 point on over 7 shooting.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, because the defense, and this was the story of the game for the Mavs defense, because I feel like in the NBA world, people come for the Mavs for their defense, and they get criticized heavily. And shout out to Nico, the GM of the Mavs. He made really good moves at that deadline, or just I think it goes through the offseason, not even a deadline. I'm sorry, the offseason. Adding PJ, drafting Dereck Lively, adding the defensive wings, Derrick Jones Jr. These guys really stepped up defensively, and the Mavs had 7 blocks to the Clippers 4, and this was huge. 19 turnovers for the Clippers. You're not going to win a game at game 3 if you're 19 total turnovers for the Clippers. 29 points off turnovers is insane. Like, it was the story of the game. Like, you can't, every time I'm looking at the game, James Harden turning it over, Paul George making a bad pass, Kawhi dribbling off his leg. These turnovers have to stop, but credit to the Mavs defense because, again, and we saw last game, even Luka was playing defense because Ty Lue was targeting Luka. Remember on the switches, Ty Lue would used to be targeting Luka, like, oh yeah, we're gonna switch, bring out Luka to the perimeter. Kawhi's gonna eat, PG's gonna eat, and then we saw in the adjustment, Luka was playing real defense, and I'm like, wow, so Luka can slightly play defense when he wants to, and that this whole Mavs team playing defense really changed everything for this game because it just felt like a complete domination from the Mavs point of view. But yeah, going forward, man, if you're a Clippers fan, Syph, what are you telling yourself right now? What are you telling yourself? Are you feeling nervous or are you like kind of like, they got one on us. It's still 2-1. What are you telling yourself to do? Like, what adjustments do you think they have to do for the next game?
I would say I would consider really limiting Westbrook's minutes and putting in a shooter, maybe Bones Highland. That's one option. If you're looking for also ball handling.
Yeah. I forgot about Bones Highland. Yeah. I forgot. Why don't they play him? He is a quick start. He reminds me of like a Jamal Crawford, Emmanuel Quickley type of off the bench scorer. Like, I feel like he can give him some buckets.
Yeah, I mean, his role, the second Harden got traded, they just got so many guards that, and Terrence Mann, they just have so many guards that he was the odd man out.
Yeah.
I would consider giving him more minutes, maybe even consider giving PJ Tucker more minutes. It just, if Westbrook is going to be so ineffective on offense, it's just going to make it hard for everyone.
Yeah.
And aside from that, it just, Kawhi and Paul George have to play better. They're the stars on the team. They're making max contracts. They just have to really carry the offense at times.
Yeah. They shot 34% from 3 tonight, 10 for 29. And I know like that probably doesn't seem as bad, but it was a lot worse. If you watch the game, like the eye test gave it a lot worse. And PG, like you said, PG and Kawhi have to play better. That is a great fact. Clippers fans, Russell Westbrook, well, besides you saw he got the technical, the double tech, and he got ejected tonight, which hurt the team. But his bad shooting, his decision-making at times is very, very bad. So that is a great adjustment, I think. Now, going from the Mavs point of view, you just got to keep doing what you're doing. If Luka and Kyrie are going to give you these buckets, I mean, look at the others tonight. PJ Washington, 10. Derrick Jones Jr. is 11. Kyrie and Luka both give you 20 pieces each. Dereck Lively, 13 off the bench. Like, if you keep your role players activated like this and play defense, because that's the issue, it's the defense with the Mavs, then you just have to step your foot on the gas and get the next game, make it 3-1, and put all the pressure on the Clippers going back home because it's going to be a doozy, man. If they get back home down 3-1, we've seen this situation before. Like, Luka's not afraid to close on the road. He can do that. We saw the game 2 where he did it. He can really put a stamp on the Clippers in LA. So,
and historically speaking,
yeah,
for this series, like not series, but these teams, home court really doesn't matter because if you remember the last time they played each other, up until Game 7, every team lost on their home court.
Yeah. That's
so
a great point. Yeah.
It doesn't really matter for either of these guys. They're just the better team.
Yeah. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at HoopsWorld0. We'll see. Can the Clippers make a statement and get one on the road? We'll see what happens. Again, appreciate all the support. Hit that like button. We'll be back. It's Hoops World.